Hey everyone, Demon Knight here. In this video I want to talk about splash damage of guns, what it is, what types there are, by what it is affected and how it's calculated. I made a guide for it on the Gearbox forums recently, which I will link in the description below. It contains all information in this video as well as a complete list of all weapons that have splash damage. So let's start with what splash damage is. Basically, splash damage is area of effect damage of projectiles. Note that not all weapons have this, mostly just Torque, Malivan and all rocket launchers. Some projectiles only deal splash damage, which is referred to as pure splash, and some projectiles have splash damage added on top of their base damage, either directly as area of effect damage around the impact, or as a secondary projectile like the Blaster's grenade. For example, a regular Torque launcher only deals pure splash damage, while a regular Torque pistol deals impact damage and then has splash damage added on top of it. What this means is that if you slightly miss your target with the Torque pistol, you'll still deal damage to it if the splash damage hits it. The added splash damage to a projectile isn't listed on the base damage. So if you have a Torque pistol with a base damage of 100, it will deal 200 damage to an enemy because Torque pistols have 100% of their base damage added as splash damage. This explains why some weapons are much more powerful than you think. However, not all weapons with added splash deal twice as much damage. For example, regular Malivan pistols only have 80% of their base damage added as splash. Also, splash that's added to a projectile is able to proc damage over time and slag. Now let's get to the different types of splash damage. There are 3 different types of splash that all act differently. There is grenade splash, which is boosted by grenade damage bonuses. There is gun splash, also referred to as Reaper splash, which gets boosted by Maya's Reaper skill. And then there is launcher splash, which is not boosted by either grenade damage or Reaper. That means that grenade splash isn't boosted by Reaper and gun splash isn't boosted by grenade damage, of course. Also note that all splash types are boosted by basic additive gun damage bonuses. Grenade splash always comes in splash that's added to a projectile, mostly Torque weaponry. That projectile can either be a regular bullet or another type of splash damage like the Blaster's main projectile mentioned earlier, which deals launcher splash damage, by the way. Launcher splash is, as the name already tells you, mostly featured in launchers. However, there are quite a few other weapons with this type of splash as well, like Torque barreled assault rifles for example. It is also mostly pure splash. And then there is gun/Reaper splash, which is a bit weird. It is referred to as gun splash since it has some very strange characteristics aside from it getting boosted by Reaper. Both grenade and launcher splash proc Krieg's skill Bloodbath, while gun splash procs Krieg's Blood Overdrive instead. It also occurs on pretty random weapons as both pure and added splash. Also, Zero's one shot one kill and Salvador's All I Need Is One have some interesting mechanics regarding splash damage. They give your first shot in the mag or after swapping weapons increased damage. This damage bonus applies to pure splash damage but not splash that is added to a projectile, with one exception. The reason behind that is that added splash doesn't spawn until the projectile actually hits something, and at that point you're not on the first shot in your mag anymore. If your weapon was to consume no ammo, the splash would get boosted by one shot one kill, because the skill depends on your magazine being full. Note that even though you won't consume ammo with cells inconceivable, All I Need Is One is not based on your magazine and it still won't boost the splash. The exception to this is that weapons with pure splash as their main damage and added splash in any form will receive the bonus on the added splash, like for example the Blaster or any launcher with added splash. Weapons that have added splash but don't have pure splash as their main damage, like the Thunderbolt's Fist with its regular Malivan pistol splash and its exploding orb, won't get boosted on the added splash, just on the impact damage. However, if you reload or swap weapons back and forth before the orb explodes, it will get boosted because you're at your first shot again. This would also boost the splash that's directly added to the projectile if you reload before the projectile hits anything, but that's rather difficult to achieve. Besides Maya's Reaper, there is also Sal's Money Shot and No Kill Like Overkill as the only other two multiplicative gun damage skills in the game. Money Shot does not boost any splash damage at all, regardless of what type and what kind it is. No Kill Like Overkill on the other hand boosts all types of splash. Amp shields also function in a unique way when it comes to added splash damage. The splash gets an amount of the amp damage added depending on how high the splash damage is in regard to the base damage. So for example a Torque pistol has plus 100% splash damage, meaning it gets 100% of the amp damage added to its splash damage. In total the pistol gets the amp damage twice, once for the projectile and once for the splash. A Maliwan pistol however only has plus 80% splash damage, meaning it gets 80% of the amp damage added to its splash, resulting in a total of 1.8 times the amp damage. Now let's get to how splash damage is calculated. This is what the equation looks like. Both grenade damage and Reaper damage are multiplicative to gun damage. One shot, one kill and all I need is one are additive. Amp damage is added after the gun damage and is multiplied by grenade and Reaper damage as well. All other multiplicative damage boosts such as Death Mark, No Kill Like Overkill, elemental damage bonuses and so on also multiply everything else and each other. So that's pretty much all there is to splash damage. Again, I will link the guide in the description so you can look up everything yourself. I'll also link two other videos I made in the past that are related to splash damage, one being my grenade damage guide and the other my opinion on splash damage and grenade damage resistance. So if you want to, you can check those out as well. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone and see ya!